Grade 3. Here are the children who will be demonstrating Grade 3 for us. Rebecca, Hayley, Chris, and Amy. And Gavin will join us for the character work. Transfer of weight. This exercise continues the use of the flexed foot and introduces a rise in second position. Hayley will repeat the exercise, and you will see that the transfer of weight is taken from an open position to an open position. Pliés. Another training exercise, this time to introduce the full plié in third position and to include rises into the setting. The set exercise is taken sideways to the bar, with a simple movement of the arm on the full plié for coordination. battements tendus are now taken en croix. Let's look at the exercise again, with Amy demonstrating. This time you'll see more clearly the use of the head, which is naturally still at the discretion of the teacher. We now introduce battement glissé en croix, taken sideways to the bar. Rond de jambe à terre. We have taken this training exercise facing the bar to maintain the placing of the hips whilst training the isolation of the leg in the hip socket. And we have used the demi-rond de jambe en dehors and en dedans separately to prepare a full rond de jambe à terre. Firstly, we'll take the trainer en dehors. It's important to use equal turnout through the exercise, and when returning to first, to ensure the weight is over both feet. Haley will now show you the trainer en dedans. For easy recognition of this setting, we have used different music. In the set exercise, we use a full circular movement en dehors and en dedans, and have added a coda which introduces demi-détourné. battement fondu. This is a development of the grade 2 exercise, now taken sideways to the bar, and using a simple port de bras with the extension. It is also taken in reverse. If children have the strength and the control of turnout and placing, they should not be discouraged from using fifth position. Watch Hayley on her own and notice the coordination of the head and arms. Here we have introduced retires, facing the bar, from first position. The slower action prepares the placing of the working leg. The faster speed trains the quicker action needed in exercises such as pas de chat. Grand battement, devant and à la seconde. Here we have a development from grade 2, taken sideways to the bar. You may remember that the closing third devant from Grand Battement à la Seconde is the same setting as the battement tendu exercise in grade 2. Hayley will demonstrate for you again. Grand battement, derrière. We take this exercise facing the bar, and once again, for easy learning and a logical build-up, we use the same setting as the battement tendu derrière exercise in grade 2. The height of the leg, of course, must be determined by the control, strength and placing of each individual child. We'll watch Rebecca again. She has good control, and so we have not discouraged the height of her leg. We must emphasize, though, that we are not expecting the majority of children to reach this height. for fourth position and chassé à la seconde. We felt it was important to introduce the chassé movement at this stage, as it is such an important linking step. It is also the basis of a fluid transfer of weight in adage, pirouette preparations, and allegro. The exercise is taken facing the bar. Here is another opportunity to watch the sliding action to the small fourth position and the introduction of a demi-plie in fourth. The introduction of développés is taken devant only, using 6 counts. As the height of the développé is 45 degrees, the retiré position is under the knee. When we watch Chris and Haley, you will notice that the boy holds the arm in bras bas on the introduction. Port de bras. We have introduced a slight side bend here, and so we have taken the port de bras facing the bar. rises, an exercise developed from the previous grade, and now taking the rise from third position. The training exercise for relevés is in the same setting as the rises. Relevés are particularly good for boys as they help to strengthen the calf muscle in preparation for Grand Allegro. Exercise for relevé devant and pirouette position. A preparatory exercise for establishing the pirouette position. We will now see Amy and Haley showing the continuous version. Exercise for relaxation. This is a continuation from grade 2 and introduces a half turn of the upper body and shoulders with a stretch of the arms. When you look at Amy again, you'll see she has a particularly good use of relaxation and swing, and that the music has an innate dynamic quality which greatly assists the movement. This port de bras introduces fourth and fourth in opposition and uses the chassé to second as prepared at the bar. As in previous grades, we have prepared third arabesque in a fluid way. We will now see the boys' version, using second arabesque instead of third. The music is the same as the girls. We now introduce battement tendu en croix in the centre and demi-détourné as prepared at the bar. Classical walks with arabesque. This exercise is a progression from grade 2 and introduces first and second arabesque artère. Triple runs. Another free movement exercise. It uses a continuation of the figure of 8 arms and encourages use of space, coordination and rhythmicality. It also prepares the rhythm for balancés. This exercise also develops a strong, sensitive use of the feet. Let's look at Amy once more. Exercise for pirouette, girls. This exercise for pirouette uses a relevé in fifth and a relevé devant in the centre, with a courroux to give the feeling of turning. As Rebecca and Amy show you the continuous version, you will see once more the excellent use of the pirouette head. The boys' exercise is different to the girls, using pivots instead of a kourou to make the simple turn. Now Chris will repeat the exercise to the left. Changement, a warm-up exercise for the feet. Balancé de côté, girls. This is a basic introduction to balancé de côté. We start in preparatory position for the first time and also incorporate a port de bras to fourth position. The exercise for the boys is different, but uses the same music. Jeté ordinaire. Now, a training exercise to introduce jeté ordinaire derrière. Rebecca and Amy will now show you the continuous version. Jeté ordinaire and coupé. Here we have a simple combination using ton levé to strengthen the use of the supporting leg and foot. Once again, Rebecca and Amy will demonstrate the continuous version. Pas de chat. Now an exercise to train the action of the pas de chat, with special emphasis on the placing of the second leg devant. Now we come to the set exercise for pas de chat. Now we'll see Amy and Hayley demonstrating this exercise. Step, hop and run. Once again, this exercise is designed to improve elevation and the push-off from the floor. It introduces a parallel retire and uses the turn of the upper body with the arms in opposition. Our first version is taken en diagonale, and it is seen continuously. Now we'll watch the same exercise taken in a circle. Changement and échappées sautées is to show elevation with a strong use of legs and feet. Exercise for Grand Allegro. An exercise to develop elevation which is taken en diagonale. The first study is for girls. Hayley will dance for you. This classical study uses a subtle use of alignment and epaulement. Now we'll watch Rebecca, who has a slightly different interpretation. The boys' study is in complete contrast to the girls and encourages a stronger presentation, as Chris will now show you. The free movement study is the same for boys and girls. Once again, it is provided as an alternative to the classical study. Let's watch Amy. Amy, as you saw, demonstrated with a natural sense of style. This study is excellent for developing this sense in children who may lack it. Now look at Chris doing the same study. Rhythm and character steps. The character section is based on the Russian style, and the music is an arrangement of Russian folk tunes. The rhythm steps in 2/4 and 3/4 time have a stronger feeling of style, and these are then followed by 3 exercises to introduce the first part of the vocabulary of the Russian character steps. One of the aims of this section is to develop a feeling of staccato and legato movements. Rhythm in 2/4 time. The step is shown first in its solo setting by Rebecca, Haley and Gavin. Now we will show you the step working with a partner. Notice the change of hand position, with the fists now clenched on the hips. Rhythm in 3/4 time. Here the third beat of each bar is held and the rhythm is made by the feet. Amy will show us the solo version. We shall see the same exercise again with Haley and Amy working as partners. Dotting steps. A smooth moving, gentle step which needs to be understated. Here is a close-up to show you the small movements of the feet. promenades. Amy will now show us promenades taken as a solo, travelling en diagonale. You will notice that the rhythm is now incorporated in the steps. Here you see Gavin and Rebecca working as partners. Hop steps. We are looking for the sharp action of the working foot picked up to the knee on each hop step. This is the solo version with Hayley dancing. This step can also be taken with a partner, holding each other around the waist as shown here. The dance is the same for girls and boys, except for the variation in one or two arm movements. And you'll see a good use of floor pattern. First of all, let's watch Amy performing the dance as a solo. At this stage, we would like to encourage dancing with a partner. Rebecca and Gavin will dance as a duet. Finally, we come to the reverence.